Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending IVI's webinar today. We're glad you were able to join us. The webinar is on simplifying digital signage with LG and featuring SE3B, led by LG Product Marketing Manager Stephen Blount. My name is Diana Sanchez, and I am IVI's Marketing Project Coordinator. If you're not already familiar with IAVI, we have been distributing Pro AV products since 1997, and our sales teams have almost 200 years of combined AV experience in the field of Pro AV sales, with multiple AV certifications and offices across the nation. At IAVI, we carry and stock your favorite brands. Each member of our sales team is required to attend regular factory-led trainings on the latest products and programs offered by our manufacturer partners. We also have expertise in specifying complete solutions in multiple vertical markets, and no project is too large or too small. IAVI is proud to serve as a one-stop shop for hardware and accessories. Our experienced logistics team can offer same-day nationwide shipping for just-in-time delivery on projects that are time-sensitive, allowing us to become an extension of your warehousing abilities. In fact, if you weren't already aware, we now have warehousing capabilities both in Indianapolis, Indiana, and Salt Lake City, Utah. We also have a registration expert at our bid desk who can save you valuable time and increase profits by providing assistance for registration products. We also want to make sure to keep you updated on the manufacturer's most current spiffs and rebate programs, always available at IAVI.com. In addition, this year, IAVI introduced an interactive product guide, and we're very excited to announce we released our quarterly update with our latest products in July. Please take a moment to visit IAVI.com and download our app in the platform of your choice. Thank you for joining us today. And Stephen, if you're ready, the floor is all yours.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Diana. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stephen Blount, as Diana had mentioned, and I am happy to be here with you all. I'm actually, that's why webinars are so great. We're based out of Chicago, but I am actually in Boston right now at a conference, and so took a step out to be with all of you good people to take care of this webinar. So we will go ahead and get started. Now this is, as Diana had mentioned, this is all about our SE3B. So our SE3B is one of our newest monitors that we launched earlier this year, and so we're going to go over that. But as well as going over that particular monitor, we are going to share some other things with you as well. I have about 150 slides that I'll be going over, so I'm going to talk a little bit fast, if you wouldn't mind. I just keep, not 150, maybe 50, maybe not. But definitely, we have some information. We do have a lot of information, so we'll go ahead and get started now. All right, so you guys should see the agenda for today. So starting first is our innovation for a better business. That's actually that's our motto. That's our tagline for the commercial display division. It's innovation for a better business, and I'm going to tell you what that's all about. And then we're going to talk about our SE3B. As I mentioned, we'll go over what's new, and then we'll have our wrap-up. Okay. So now, starting right off, as I mentioned, what does exactly innovation for a better business? So what we have, and which we're very happy about, of course, our division, we're based out of the Chicago area, but we are headquartered in Seoul, Korea. And what we're very happy with all of the different innovative technologies that we have, from smartphones to the TVs, commercial displays, washers, dryers, and all of these different things. We also cover a wide range of vertical markets within our own commercial space. and that's what we're sharing here, from retail, QSR, corporate and government, transportation, and so forth. And the great thing is here, with each and every one of these different verticals, we have different innovative technologies that we are either have already launched or they're up and coming. A lot of different product launches for the series. So, I've only been at LG for just over 2 years, but it is really a very exciting time. 2015 is definitely has been more exciting than 2014. Okay. All right. So now diving into our IPS technology, hopefully when I talk about IPS technology, this is nothing new to any of you. Our technology of IPS that's actually included in all of our large format displays, to our small format displays, and that's our desktop monitors, and even in our smartphones. Now, one of the great things with our IPS technology, well, you see that there's four. So I shouldn't just say one. But with these big four pillars, I like to call them, is absolutely, you have the color accuracy. So, when we're talking about pixels, and, we have 4K monitors, but even, our 1080p monitors, you have very clear color accuracy. And the best thing you do, you comparing our displays to others, you can definitely see the difference in what we're talking about with that color accuracy. But one of the things that is very widely shared and easy for us all to talk about is the great super wide viewing angles that we have in our displays. And, it is truly a 178-degree viewing angle you're able to see with our displays. And that's very important, because you see in the commercial display space, you have people in all of our lives, individually, that's people on the phone, and even in businesses, we're always busy. And there's a message that's trying to be conveyed. Well, if you have customers that are the end user, or anybody is walking by, you have a few seconds to get a message out to them. So with having a super wide viewing angle, that's giving the customer more time to actually receive that digital message, whether it's video content or if it's other content, imagery, whatever it might be, that is being conveyed through our displays, and that is with the help of our super wide viewing angles and our IPS technology. Now, of course, we think our technology is great, but it's actually just not us that think that. It's actually, we have other partners, and and actually in some of them, you might even want to call them a competitor. But as you see here, some of these brand names actually also use our IPS technology in their products. So, and right there on their screen, so we're talking about the glass screen, you'll find it in all of these products that you see on the screen right now. It's all by us. All right. Now, continuing on with the innovative solutions, right? Innovations to better your business. We want to make sure that we're always enhancing that experience. As I shared before, but we have a slew of other areas and solutions that we actually provide with our different displays. So we are going to be talking about the SE3B, which that has a particular area that it covers, and we're going to talk about that. But this here that I'm going to be sharing is all about that umbrella, that overarching solution providing solutions that we actually have, so that umbrella of it. And now we're going to go through each one of them. So the smart energy savings. So we make sure that with each and every one of our monitors, small format monitors, that it is Energy Star certified, and you are also, not only that it's Energy Star certified, but you also have the smart energy savings that you're saving actual money with it too. So we go further than just to have that certification, but making sure that at the end of the day that we're not only saving the earth, but that customer is actually saving money with electricity. Also, in all of our monitors, we have an embedded media player. So what that basically is the ability to actually run content on the actual monitor without needing anything separate. And I'm going to continue to run through these, and then we will go into the, which one of these solutions actually work for which one of the actual monitors. So just want to make sure I get back to that. Now, media player docking. So, as far as, just mentioned up in the top right-hand corner, you don't need a media player. However, there is in certain applications that media player is needed. Well, we have a docking area on the back of the monitor that it can fit nicely back there. Then we have software. Well, you have to make sure, with different content and things going on the monitor, you want to be able to distribute that to the monitor, and you want to be able to schedule it. Well, we actually provide that as a solution, a software solution, and it's free. And I'll tell you all about that as well. Now, as I've been already, feel like I've been talking for a little bit already, I am going to pause just for a few moments here and just to see if, at this particular point in time, do we have any questions at all? And if you can just go ahead and let me know, Diana, if there are any questions as we're going through.
Thank you,
As those
Stephen.
are queuing up. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I don't see any at this point in time.
Excellent. All right. Well, just let me know. And for you all, if you do have a question at all, I like to try to make these training sessions as informal as possible and interactive as possible, I should say. That's really the terminology I'm looking for. Want you to feel comfortable, but if you have a question, you can't physically raise your hand, but you can definitely raise your hand on the icon, or you can type a message in or question in, or you can just go ahead and verbally, I guess you can't verbally do it, but you can let us know, and then we could make sure we answer that question for you. All right. Okay. So moving on here. So other solutions that we have available. We always want to have, sleek solutions, right? Or sleek designs and features. And I'm going to go ahead and use the word sexy, right? The monitors, you want to make sure that these monitors are looking good, and they're, the kind of sexy monitors, and that's what we have available. We have, not only is it lighter and light, but then you also have it being slim as well. As you see in that top left-hand corner of the screenshot, you see the depth of the monitor, the actual thickness of it. We have it at 88.5 millimeters versus our competitors at 96.6. So I'm very happy about that. Then you see in the next one, we have enhanced failover. Well, this is a solution that's all about a backup plan. And I'll tell you more about this. But what that is, something goes down, well, we have a backup solution available. So it would go from HDMI. HDMI goes out, well, display port. And that's connected via a media player. So there's always a backup solution. That's what that enhanced failover is all about. Moving on, advanced self-diagnosis. What is that about? Let me tell you. There's actually an icon that can go in the top left-hand corner of the screen, and it will determine if the screen goes off or not, or there's a problem. It will send it back to that IT administrator and let them know, hey, there's something wrong with monitor 1. Go and check it. If it's in the airport, wherever it may be, you're having an idea of what's going on. And then, of course, wireless support. Being able to support our monitors and distribute content, schedule these monitors. You can do that with now a Wi-Fi dongle that goes in the monitor, which that is available on SD3B, and we'll talk about that later. But as well, we do have other monitors that have the Wi-Fi built in, and you don't even need a USB. Continuing on, some of the other solutions, and I'm going to go ahead and just and move forward a little bit faster instead of going one by one of these, because we are going to hit on them a little bit later, again, kind of rehash them. But, the customization, easy customization, simple management, being able to use your actual device, your mobile device, to manage and control your monitor, sending content to it, or actually turn it on and off and so forth. All right. Continuing on. Now, SNMP, that is Simple Network Management Protocol. So this also goes into, being able to be alerted and notified, as I was sharing with you, that self-diagnosis, knowing that there's something wrong with monitor 1, 2, or maybe it's 1 through 10, whatever it might be. You can have that being, that's enabled by the simple network management protocol. That's what that's all about. All right, and that's what we have there. Now, this is now what we're doing here is you did see them in kind of like there's 4 of them that were in the corner. Now we're kind of doing a deeper dive on this. So OPS, what that is about, that's an open pluggable specification, and this is for the media players and made by having a connection of an Intel connection with 80 pins. This wasn't something that was always found on monitors in the past, and even with ours, but we have monitors that are compatible with this OPS specification to make sure that now any media player, it doesn't matter which one, what I should say, either one of our media players or one of our partner media players can be used on our monitors. Okay. Now this here, HD-based key, this is a solution that is going from a long distance. So, using a cable, HDMI cable, what happens is that once you extend, an HDMI cable cord over so far, you lose some of the bandwidth and the strength of it. But with using HD-based key, it's able to transfer that information and make sure, even over a long distance, as you see there, 100 meters, you will still be able to have audio, video, and control. And excuse me, I did say HDMI. I did mean that this cord, the length of the cord, this is your actual internet cord, so your CAT cord. Right, your Ethernet cord going over a long distance and being able to carry a video signal, audio signal, and being able to control it over a long distance. The part that I did, sorry that I misspoke, it plugs into this HD-based key port, and that then, in return, plugs into our monitor via HDMI, and that's what you're seeing there. All right. Now, staying with the long distance here, just as 100 meters is available, and that's the max with the HD-based key. Well, if you want to go even further, and this is again still staying with being hardline, you're able to do that with coaxial cable. All right, so you can connect coaxial cable up to 200 meters, and still same thing, using a kit there, as you see, the optional board. You can still be able to do that over a long distance, again, going from, the monitor, the servers, all the way to the actual monitor. All right, staying with our innovative solutions. Now, this solution here, this is something that we have had in the past in 2014 with a selected few of our models. And now, for the year of 2015, we actually have conformal coding in all of our product monitors, our product models of our monitors, and even our TVs, our commercial light TVs and our supersonic TVs. They all have what's called conformal coding. And what conformal coding is actually protecting your displays from any corrosion. The screenshot that you're currently seeing right now, the one on the right, this is the motherboard, all right? The one on the left, that's a motherboard that has been through a rough day. It has had some rough times. It's seen some better days. But with our motherboard, what happens, we have a clear coating that is on our circuit, and make sure that if any dust, powder, anything at all that gets on the motherboard, it's all protected because of the clear coating that we have. So, being put in what we like to call, could be harmful areas, in subway where you have the railing dust powder that would fly up in the air, and that could damage the screen. But that won't happen because of the protection. Airport, you have a lot of dust and things and particles that build up. Well, what happens, to other monitors, our competitors out there, they will have to put their actual monitor into an enclosure. But with ours, that's not the case. You know, because of how our monitors are built with having this conformal coating, you know, these dust particles and things, we do not require you to have an actual enclosure to protect the display because it's already protected. So in return, that's saving the end user and the reseller and everyone involved, that's saving them money. So it is a win-win situation. And now here, this is just showing you some of the rigorous testing that we've done. You know, the screenshot on the right is showing you, you know, the spraying of on some of the circuit boards there, the PCB without the conformal coating. That's what that looks like. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see my mouse there, but everything, just know things are protected, and this is some of the testing that we've done. The monitor that from last year, we had, it's called the LS75A. We actually had what took it a step further. So we had the conformal coating, but then there is something called the IP5. That's dust-proof certification. And that monitor, that particular monitor, was certified and received that award and or certification, I should say. So really happy about that. And as I mentioned already, all of our monitors in 2015, they actually have that conformal coating. Now, I know I've been talking a lot already, and I'm just going to go ahead and give another pause to see if there's any questions out there. Talked about a lot of different innovative solutions on the things that are found in a lot of our different solutions that we provide in our monitor. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them at this time.
I don't see any, Stephen, right now, but I love all that info about the conformal coating. That's great to know.
Wow. Well, thank you, Diana. Hopefully others also feel the same way about that. I do have a question for everyone else. So can somebody tell me what is, you know, I said conformal coating, as Diana had just said, you know, that's good information. And I shared that that's in all of our monitors in 2015. But there is actually another technology solution that we provide in all of our monitors. What is that technology that I'm referring to? Can somebody share what the answer is to that question, please?
Oh, I don't see any responses yet. Oh, somebody's just said something. How about is it media players?
Media player. Oh, that's very good. And who said that, Diana?
That would be Alan.
Alan. All right, Alan. Congratulations. You know what? And you went like over and beyond, Alan. You're really listening. I really appreciate that. I was referring to another feature, but you are absolutely correct because that is in each and every one of our monitors and TVs. So thank you for that. Diana, if you can make sure you make a note of his name, and we might have something for Alan.
That's
Okay, what
great.
about, what's another feature available?
I also have
Technology.
other responses, Stephen. So the
Okay.
next one is how about OPS compatibility?
I like it. I like that. OPS compatibility, we do have that solution available, but that is only available for a specific model. So I like the thought, but that is not for all of our models.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yes. How about IPS?
Ooh, and who said that one?
That would be Earl.
Earl. All right, Earl. Earl, congratulations. You are absolutely correct. IPS technology is found in all of our monitors, from our monitors to our TVs, small format desktop monitors, our ultra wide monitors, as well as found in our higher end smartphones too. So congratulations, Earl and Alan, for paying attention. I appreciate it. Not saying the rest of you guys aren't paying attention. You know, everyone's doing a great job. I appreciate it. You know, but thank you guys for participating and getting those right answers there.
And oh, Stephen, I
Okay.
didn't want to
Yeah.
leave behind another response is HDSDI.
HDS. Okay, I think where they're trying to go to is so we have the we have HDMI inputs, and then we also have the HD base C solution available. on some of our monitors too. So I think that's where they were going with that one. So great job everybody. I really appreciate the interaction. Thank you.
And I do see
All
one
right,
last response with interface.
interface. All right. Yep. We do have interfaces on all of them. We have a rear interface. We also have a side rear interface too. I thank you for that participation, everybody. Thanks, Diana. Thank you for sharing all of those comments back to us.
You're welcome.
Okay. So now jumping right into our SE3B. So just so you all understand, our SE3B, this is the successor to our LS33A monitor. You might recall that, very good monitor. We did very well with that monitor and still selling them, matter of fact, of the LS33A. So, we'll call them this year, the SE3B, the successor of it. And one of the great things that both of these monitors have in common is the fact that they are very powerful with their solutions of being able to connect up to 50 displays using software that is free, all right? And those are some of the things that are in common with these, and all of that being at a very competitive price point. So these are all the key things that the LS33A and this new SE3B that they share in common, because they are definitely in the same category. Now I'm going to share with you some of those other great things with the SE3B. With the SE3B now, we have 5 screen sizes from 32, 43, 49, 55, and even a 65. Now, one of the things that you'll find with these monitors, we have our TV solutions available in our commercial light TV and our supersign TV. And our supersign TV often is related to and compared to, I should say, into this SE3B or the LS33A. But the thing that makes them different, because they both can use our free software, which is called our supersign light software. But the big thing that makes them different is the fact, as you're seeing here with the screenshot, is that only the SE3B and the LS33A, they are the only ones of, in that category, we'll say the very price competitive category, and we can even, if you want to say, beginner in digital signage, entry level, are the ones that can actually go in portrait and landscape. So that's a big key thing. Oftentimes people say, oh, I'll just get the supersign TV. But then once we start asking those questions and understanding what their needs really are, find out that they actually need the option of being able to go in portrait too. So we have that available. All right, let's go ahead and look further into what's going on here. All right, now the screen is advancing. Wasn't doing it first. Now we're doing it here. Okay, we're doing good still. All right, so the other thing that you'll actually see here is the fact that we continue to keep our bezel sizes down, and that's what those red arrows are telling you there. So on the left, right, and the top of the monitor, we have 11.9 millimeters, which is very small, as you see there, and on the bottom, it's 18 millimeters. Now, there's also something else there. You're seeing detachable. It's like, well, what is that all about? The detachable thing, that's actually our logo. So, of course, with every product, everyone wants to have their name out there, right? And so it's good to know that, so the customers, they understand that, hey, this is a premium quality product, and that's why we want to make sure that our name's out there, because it's reassuring to the customer outside of just the clarity of the color accuracy and such. But so whether it is in an application setting of landscape or if it's in portrait, you can remove the logo from the bottom, from horizontal, or to the, I shouldn't say the bottom, but from landscape to portrait. It's just an easy detachable logo that you can screw on and off. So that's pretty key Just to give you an idea, oftentimes these have been placed together in the past. And one of the things that we have heard is, hey, these are great monitors, but because of your little lip, that's what people would call them, the lip that you have of your logo, we can't place them on top of each other. Well, that's no longer the problem because it's detachable. So you can remove that and put it on the side if needed. Or, technically you can leave it off too. So that is why that is such a big thing. Okay, so continuing moving forward here. So we have also in the back of the monitor, we have also, it's a simple thing, but it makes a big, deal because when you're placing these monitors on the wall and you try to have it as close as possible up next to the wall without it bulking out at all, you want to make sure that the cords are staying nice and tight together. So that cable management piece, that's why that's so important. We already have like a little, I'll say like a cable tie, as you see there, that will actually hold the cable down on the back of the monitor. So that's what that is talking about. All right. So now this is the powerful slide. You have heard me say that, hey, these monitors, it's powerful. It's a monitor that is entry level, very competitive, but it is still powerful. It has our IPS technology because all of our product does. And, so the color accuracy is great. What other big things is with it? Well, it's that software. Monitors are great, but what's going to go on it? Well, we have a solution available. That is our SuperSign Lite software. As I mentioned, this is a free solution, and so you can download it right off of our website. And so what happens? You download that to your laptop, and once you have that actually on your laptop, you can now actually go in and create your own content. You can create your own content. So this can be as simple as taking, you might have some videos available that's on your laptop. You might have some pictures. You can take everything that is on your monitor on your actual laptop, and you can then send it to the actual monitor. And there's two ways you can do that. So one way you can do that, as shared earlier, you can do that wirelessly. So you can do that wirelessly, and you can do that by, again, creating that content on the laptop and sending that via the internet wirelessly to the actual monitor. Now, what is required to be on the monitor, so the SE3B, it would need to be a USB Wi-Fi dongle. So that's what would make the monitor actually wireless capable. And so it'll be able to talk to it that way. And now you would be able to send actual content to the monitor. The second way you can do that, you can actually, or I should say there's a total of three. The second way you can do that is actually hardline. So you heard me talk about the whole HD-based key solutions and using the Ethernet cords. So you Ethernet cable cords, you can do that same thing here. So you can use that Ethernet cord and just regular internet cord, plug into the monitor, and so you have the capability of distributing content that way. And then there's a third way. And that third way you can do it is actually, again, creating the content on your laptop, but instead of sending the content via Wi-Fi wirelessly or sending that content via the internet Ethernet cord, those are the two ways I just talked about, you actually have a third option of saving the content on a USB drive. So you can save the content directly to the USB drive, then take that USB drive and plug it into the actual SE3B. Once you have an SE3B, you go through the options, the menu options that's actually on the display. You can set it up that when you actually create the content, you can have it autoplay so that right when you plug that USB drive into the monitor, it will actually automatically play. Or you can set it up, not have it set up that way and just manually go to select and run that USB drive on the monitor.
And Stephen,
So a lot of
sorry
different
to
options.
interrupt.
Yes,
I do have a
sure.
question. Somebody wanted to know, do the monitors support CEC?
CEC. Okay, I'm not sure. If you could please clarify the CEC there. I'm not too familiar what you're referring to there.
Sure.
CEC. So as they're typing that in, one of the other points that I was going to share is the fact that so when you share that schedule and share the content via the hardline Ethernet cable port, you still would need to have that USB, just a USB flash drive into the actual monitor, because that's where everything can be stored. So regardless of any of those three options I gave you, wireless, wired, or via the USB, you always would need a USB flash drive in the monitor. And what the monitor does, it uses the USB flash drive as storage to take the content, well, the storage capability. You know, it would come, you know, for number 1 and 2 options, even though it's going from the laptop and going over the internet, it still needs to store that data, and it would store it. It's defaulted to store it on a USB flash drive, and that's why it's always required.
Stephen, I do
All
have
right,
a
Diana, did
response.
they?
Yes, I
Excellent.
do. The abbreviation, it's Consumer Electronics Control, which is a
Yep,
control
got it.
protocol.
Yeah, yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for clarifying. Yes, it does. So you are able to control it, and that goes to my next point here. Let's see. Oh, nope, that jumps right in here. All right. So yes, you are able to not only distribute, create the content, but you are able to distribute the content. You are also able to schedule the content at different times, and as well, you are able to control the actual monitor. So you can have actual controls of the actual monitor as well. So, and that's controls of waking the monitor up, turn it on and off. So you do have those controls as well available. So thank you for that question. And any other questions at all, please go ahead and send them through. I am going to just clarify a little bit more on the scheduling. So let's say you create it, and I'm going to use the analogy, and this is just something that we're all familiar with PowerPoint, right? You create a PowerPoint and you have many different slides. Well, let's say that you want to take and I'm sure you would create some more robust content possibly, or even if it was just in PowerPoint. Either way, let's say we're going to use the PowerPoint analogy, and you have about 30, we'll say 30 slides, right? Well, all 30 of those slides, at different time periods, you would actually want them to run on the actual monitor. But you don't want to have to actually schedule that yourself, or like go in at each time increment to shoot that over to the monitor, so you can have it automatically done. You create that content. After you have it created, just like PowerPoint, you can have slides advance by themselves. The same type of thing, right? You can schedule the content to run at different times. So you can have template 1 running from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Template 2, well, actually, you know what? I only want that to run for 2 minutes. And then we'll go to template 3. So it will actually go through each and every one based on how you actually schedule them up. Now, the great thing about it, there's so much here, and I feel like we're kind of staying on this slide, but there's just so much here available. And the other part I want to let you know is, we don't want you just to start from scratch. You can. We do have that available. You're a very creative person, and you just want to start from scratch. But you also have available, you have 70 slides, 70 pre-made templates that are available to you that you can actually go in and customize it. So you're not just left out in cold. We give you an idea of different pre-made templates for different verticals to help you prepare a solution. And I do apologize. That was a lot of information there, and I didn't realize I only had this slide talking about the software. But I do apologize about that. I should add a couple others. Here, this is just again reminding you that conformal coding is part, of course, of the SE3B. Now, another thing that you'll see here, the SE3B, it doesn't come with speakers. However, we have created a model of the SE3KB, and you see that in the top right-hand corner. See how it says that? Well, that K, that stands for speakers. So we have created now a product line, even though that these are monitors. I shared with you, it's closely related to our TVs. Well, now we have a model available that you can actually purchase the monitor with TVs available to. Not TVs, with the speakers. All right, so you have two different SKUs. You have an SE3B SKU, and you have a SE3KB SKU that includes the speakers. Do we have any questions on that at all?
Yes,
Okay.
I do,
Well,
Stephen.
Diana, just let us know it. Go
I
ahead.
actually do. I see, can you use HTML5 to create the content?
Oh, very good. So with the SE3B monitor, you actually cannot use HTML5 to create the content. You would have to stay within the software, the SuperSign-like software, and that is not HTML5 compatible. The SuperSign-like software isn't. However, I will share that we do have a product line that is available, and that is in our SM5B, and that has actually WebOS. So WebOS is it's our middle of the line product model, and that includes WebOS that gives you the ability of creating content using HTML5, and it supports HTML5, and it does a lot of great things. And I definitely invite you to go to our website, lgsolutions.com, to find out more about the SM5B and other models that are actually on that higher end that support WebOS that you'll be able to see. Great question. Okay, continuing on. So, we had shared before the Simple Network Management Protocol, and we have it available here as well. So, being able to manage the actual monitor, from a remote place and knowing that, how things are going. Is there a problem with the monitor? Do we have any alerts going on? You're able to have that available because of our simple, I keep saying super, I do apologize, but the Simple Network Protocol. And that's probably because I'm thinking, it's just a super feature, and but we call it, we didn't name it, but it's the solution, the Simple Network Management Protocol. All right, now we're just rehashing everything right now, just reviewing, what are some of those other features? I did share that, it does support Wi-Fi, so you do need that wireless dongle. And then as you see here, if you look over to the, Diana, can you confirm, do you see my mouse when I'm moving it? Because I'm kind of drawing, if you let me know that. You see my mouse moving around? You might not. No, no. Are you still there with me, Diana?
I'm sorry, I forgot I was on mute. Yes, Stephen, I actually do not
Oh,
see your
okay.
mouse moving, but I do see the icon, the arrow. Okay, now I do see you moving around a little.
Okay, you do see the mouse. Okay, very good. So thank you for confirming that for me. Yep. So you see USB port 1, that's where the Wi-Fi dongle would go, and then USB port 2, that is for where the content would be at. So regardless, what you're doing, you would always need it, a flash drive in another port. Okay, so that's what this is trying to say. And it's also saying here that it doesn't matter if you have the Wi-Fi dongle in USB 1, port 1 or 2. They are interchangeable. But you still, regardless, would always need to have that flash drive in the monitor for that storage, is what we'll call it. Okay, so moving forward here. Now, and so what you see in writing there, this is just some of the feedback that we got. The VOC, that stands for the voice of the customer. One of the things that I said, and actually that goes to the question earlier. So it reads there, when the monitor is powered off, and the next day, sometimes the media displayer doesn't display proper resolution, and then you have to reboot. Now, one of the things that we do have available is the fact that now we have something called sustained aspect ratio. So the media player, we can always communicate back with the media player if you're even using the media player, an external media player. But everything is being communicated back and forth, and so that you won't actually have to power off the media player when it's not in use. You can have control of the displays, even if you're not there. And as to the point of the question that came in earlier, having control of the monitor, you're able to have that.
Stephen,
Yes.
somebody's asking me what is the part number for the HD-based T card?
So yep, it's a HD-based key. That is our it's a kit that's available, and I do not have that available. However, we're working with our great partners with IAVI. So we have Diana that will help coordinate you with, we have our champion at IAVI. His name is Jay Brewer. So Jay can definitely follow up with you, and whoever that, if you want to make a note, Diana, on who that question came from,
I
and
definitely
then
will.
we'll have Jay follow up with that.
Thank you, I will.
Excellent, thank you. All right, so moving right on. So, and this is what I was kind of alluding to on the prior screen, the power management. So having the screen on and off, you're able to control that. And that's what this is all about, just kind of going in details there. So we have something called screen off and screen off always. That sounds a little bit confusing, but just know that, even kind of like in sleep mode. That's what that's about. So we have it available, the TV, it's in sleep mode, but it being connected, through the internet, we can wake that up. We're able to send a signal to the monitor and wake that up. And or if you have it scheduled for a specific time, let's say it's a retail store, okay, and you have it scheduled at 6 a.m., you would like the digital signage monitors to come on by themselves. No one is physically going to be there, but you can have the monitors wake themselves up because of how you have it scheduled. That can happen. So that's what that is all about. All right. Another key feature here, we have something called the no signal image, and you're like, oh, what is that all about? Well, those of you that have hopefully have been customers with us and have seen our products before, you'll recall it either with our consumer or our commercial TV or monitor signage. You'll have, if there's nothing on the TV or the monitor in the past, you'll get an LG logo and a cube that will fly around, bouncing all over the place, and it will say no signal, as you see there. Well, now, what we have available, you're able to change that. So if you don't want to have the LG logo and everything bouncing around, you can actually have a stable image just be right there on the screen and just be right there available. So you can customize that to whatever you want it to be. It can be, that end user company's logo. It can be a picture, whatever you would like it to be. You now have that option to have that be the default. Okay, moving forward. All right. So now this here, so this is still, staying with, we were talking about the scheduling and things like that. Well, you are now able to take advantage of when, like you'll find different times that, things are staying on the screen or and such, different images. Well, you can make sure that you remove any images from the actual monitor to make sure that you have complete control all the time, and you can put anything on the screen that you would like. It gets a little bit more technical, and actually I should have removed this from the slide, but we can definitely talk more about this option if you would like later. But yeah, this gets a little bit too technical for the audience. I do apologize. All right, so now here, this is giving you a little bit of a comparison from our other models out there, with that are in the same type of category that we have. So it compares our model. So you see the LS33A from 2014, and then you have the SE3B. So giving you a side-by-side comparison on how they match up together. And then you have where it says others. Those are the conventional models out there, some of our competitors, and taking an average on how everything works out, kind of benchmarking with some models out there. And this is how we compare. So that is what that is all about. And now we are just about done. How are we feeling out there, everybody? We feeling good on a Wednesday afternoon? Yeah, we've got hump day. We're coming across to 3 o'clock. If you're on the East Coast, and if you're on the West Coast, you're coming up on 1 o'clock. Any other questions out there?
Actually, I think everyone's feeling pretty good. I don't see any more questions except with that product number. So we're going to make sure
Okay.
to get that gentleman's email and have Jay reach out to him. But I don't see
Excellent.
anything else right now.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I'm glad because we have some other great things I wanted to share. So here, this is something that's very new with us. In the past, we have touch monitors available, and it's been embedded into our actual monitor. So we've had a product line that was just for our touch displays. We had the integrated touch in the model, so it wasn't an overlay solution at all, having pinpoint touch. Well, now what we've done, and there's many benefits to it. Now we have an overlay available. So taking a model like the SE3B. So let's say your customer has invested into the SE3B. Let's say they have 50 of them. Well, and it's been working, but then now they want to enhance the customer experience and whatever that application setting might be, and they want to take 10 of the 50 models and actually have an integrated interactive touch experience. Well, you're like, oh, wow, but I've already invested 50 of these models. I don't want to have to go and invest in more monitors. Well, we have actually a solution. You can now purchase, we have SKUs set up that you can purchase an overlay. So the overlay would go on top of your already purchased monitor, and we can now create that monitor that you've already invested in, your customer has already invested in, into a touch solution. The great thing about that is one of the things that we've shared in the past, it still will have our great pinpoint touch. So still giving you the flexibility of having a very interactive experience. We have that available coming up in the next month. We have information available now on it. So that will be for our product lineup of the SE3B and also the SM5B as I've shared before. So good stuff there. All right, we're rounding that corner now. Now what I'm
Steven,
going to do here,
before you start on the next thing, I do see a couple of questions that have been asked. The first one is, will the SE3B pass audio to external speakers via HDMI?
very good. So well, the external speakers, we actually have an optical cord that, or port, I should say, optical stereo port that is available on the actual monitor that it would use. That is the way you would be able to get sound, audio out of the actual monitor. As well as I mentioned before, you will actually have the ability of having the SE3KB for speakers that already include embedded speakers into the monitor available. But as far as external speakers going via HDMI, I'm going to double check on that. I'm going to say no right now, but I am just going to double check on it to be sure. So we will follow back up on that one. But I believe the answer is no. But we'll follow back on that. If you could make sure you make a note of that, Diana, and I will follow back up on that.
Sounds good. And then the next question is, do the 2014 super signs require flash drives connected at all times?
Okay. So yep. So the super sign so does it need a flash drive connected into it at all times? So as I mentioned before, the flash drive is meant for the storage. So for the super sign TV, so just so everyone's clear, we're talking about a different product, but we can definitely address it because it relates to the SE3B as well. The SE3B, the super sign TVs, and I'll even say the LS33A, they all can use and utilize our free software of the SuperSign Lite software. In order to use that, it doesn't matter which way that you're distributing the content to the actual monitors or the SuperSign TVs in this example, you would need somewhere for that data to be stored. And where that data would be stored is on that USB flash drive. So yes, it would be required. The great thing is that USB port, it is on the back of the monitor, and it is it's hidden away from view. So it's on the back of the monitor going to the side, so it's not like it's just sticking out of the side of the monitor. Great question. Any other questions at all?
Those two were great. I don't see any more right now.
Okay. Well, I do see that we only have a few minutes left, and so I will just breeze over some things you guys shouldn't take a note about. Now, these are some things I've already talked about, but I want to make sure that you guys understood that this is new for 2015. So wireless distribution, you're able to share content, as I shared from your your laptop to the monitor, but as well as from your actual mobile device using Miracast to the monitor as well. And those models below are available to do that. So the SE3B doesn't do that, but the SM5B and some of our future models and past models do that. Content scheduling. So I did mention that already. We talked about that pretty extensively. We were able to do that in the past, but the difference is now you can actually do it all, just from the monitor. Let's say that you didn't actually schedule everything from the laptop, but you can actually do that now from the monitor itself and set up the schedule. That's what that's about there. Now this is a big deal. I do apologize for not having more time on this one, but this is showing you that we do have great video wall solutions. And one of the things that's very key is that now with content on our video wall solutions, not only do we have very slim video wall bezels, and we have a new video wall that is going to be launching very soon that will be under 2 millimeters bezel size, but you will make sure that the image stays intact and it doesn't break up as you see on the screen there. Okay, did tell you about the detachable loco. That's what that's all about. To the question that came earlier about the speakers, we do have embedded speakers as I was sharing, but I will follow up if the monitor will let you have audio out of the HDMI. All right, now we're just ending here. We have expanded our ultra-high definition solutions, so 4K monitors. We certainly have that. What we're looking at here, this is our 98-inch 4K monitor. So we are enhancing that portfolio and we're expanding it. So we have some smaller models that are coming out and that are on our higher end. I can't mention them just now, but just know in the next month, actually in August. Actually, I'll go ahead and it's called the UH5B. We have smaller monitors coming up. Now this here is just going in details about our new touch solutions that we have available with the overlay and just lining it out for you. Many different product lineups, as I shared before, but what I'm going to do, based off of the time, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just jump to the end here. Um, and so you can always get more information with our commercial display application. You can get that via the Google Play Store, or you can get that information within the Apple iTunes Store, in the App Store. So you have many options available, as well as extended warranties. So with our the SE3B, you have a 3-year warranty on that, but you can extend that even further if you would like. And that's what this extended warranty program is all about. With that, we are actually at time. I do know that we answered a lot of questions. We took time to go through a lot of questions, throughout the presentation. But the big takeaways that I would like you to understand about the SE3B, that it is a very price competitive monitor that can go in portrait or landscape. You have very strong, um, you have strong capability with it, being able to manage your content and distribute your content with our free software. And this solution is available right now. So those are all the great things I want to share about the SE3B and our other products. I do thank you for your time, and I'll turn it back over to you, Diana, to wrap it up.
Thank you so much, Stephen. The same gentleman that asked the question about the super signs also wanted to know what size flash drive would be needed.
And great question. And any flash drive, it doesn't matter. You can go from 4 gigabytes all the way up. So whatever you would like.
That sounds great. I don't see any remaining questions. Make sure
No.
everyone has, and if you have any questions, please let us know. Stephen is still here to answer your questions. And somebody wants to know if the session will be available. Yes, it will be. So we're going to make sure to send a recording to all the attendees, as well as have it live on our events page at ivi.com. So
Excellent.
yes, please be aware of that. We will be sending everyone the link to the session. As always, Stephen, it was a pleasure. Thank you for making time for us today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and I believe that wraps up our session today.
Excellent. Thank you all. You have a great day.
Till the next one. Thanks, Stephen. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.